Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Traci gets a surprise, the Newman-Abbott feud continues, and more. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that next week's showdowns will bring intense drama. Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, are feuding again. Shocking, right? And while Kyle, Michael Miller, is caught in the middle by his own doing, he has more on his plate than his father and boss feuding to worry about. Traci, Beth Maitland, remains in Paris while Ashley, Eileen Davidson, continues her treatment. She has gotten close to Alan, Christopher Cousins, and it seems it could be brewing into something more. As Genoa City deals with the fallout of business decisions, feuds, and budding romances, expect plenty of movement in storylines. Here's what's coming up on The Young and the Restless. The Abbotts are fired up. Jack is beyond angry about Kyle working for Victor and the idea that the mustache is using his children to get to him. When Jack confronts Victor, he is stoic, as expected. The two men have been enemies for years, only teaming up occasionally when it benefits the head of Newman Enterprises. Expect things to get heated and threats to be made, as neither of these guys will back down. Speaking of the Abbott family feuding, Summer, Allison Lanier, is furious with Kyle when she learns of his intention to move out. She won't let him take Harrison Redding Munsell away from her. She has stepped in as his mother, and Kyle has repeatedly attempted to disrespect that. Not to mention, Kyle is working with Audra Zulika Silver, again, likely adding to Summer's anger. She voiced that to her parents on Friday's episode, and it should surprise no one that Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, and Nick, Joshua Morrow, disagree on how to help their daughter. Traci receives a pleasant surprise. While in Paris, it's been pretty dramatic for Traci. She was there for Ashley and watched as Alan's twin brother wreaked havoc. With Ashley off getting treatment and hopefully integrated, Traci has time to enjoy herself, which she deserves. When Cricket, Laura Lee Bell, and Danny, Michael Damian, show up, it's a welcome surprise and distraction. They are embarking on Danny's Rockstar Tour, which will, coincidentally, land them in Los Angeles for a brief stint on The Bold and the Beautiful. They have some catching up to do. Be sure to tune in daily so that not a moment of the juicy drama is missed. The aroma of fresh coffee permeated the air as Traci Abbott walked into Crimson Lights. The quaint coffee house was buzzing with its usual morning crowd, but Traci's mind was elsewhere. She had been receiving cryptic messages for the past week, each one more puzzling than the last. Today, she was determined to get to the bottom of it. As she ordered her latte, she couldn't shake the feeling that something significant was about to happen. Traci found a quiet corner and sat down, her thoughts racing. Her phone buzzed, and she quickly glanced at the screen. Another message from the unknown sender. Meet me at Chancellor Park at noon. Come alone. Traci's heart skipped a beat. She had a few hours to prepare, and she intended to use every minute wisely. Meanwhile, at Newman Enterprises, Victor Newman was in his office, deep in thought. The Newman-Abbott feud had reached new heights, and the tension between the two families was palpable. Victor knew that Jack Abbott was planning something big, and he needed to stay one step ahead. He picked up his phone and dialed a number. "Nikki, I need you to come to the office," Victor said, his voice stern. "We have a situation that requires our immediate attention." Nikki Newman arrived at the office within the hour, her expression a mix of concern and determination. "Victor, what's going on?" she asked as she took a seat. "Jack is up to something," Victor replied. "I've been hearing rumors, and I don't like the sound of it. We need to be prepared for whatever he throws our way." Nikki nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. The Newman-Abbott feud was a never-ending battle, and she knew that this latest development could have serious consequences for their family and their business. Over at Jack Abbott was in a meeting with his siblings, Ashley and Billy. The tension in the room was thick as they discussed their latest strategy against Newman Enterprises. "We need to hit them where it hurts," Jack said, his eyes flashing with determination. "Victor thinks he's invincible, but we can bring him down." Ashley nodded in agreement, her mind already racing with ideas. We have to be smart about this, Jack. We can't afford any mistakes. Billy, always the wild card, leaned back in his chair, a smirk playing on his lips. I say we go big or go home. If we're going to take down Victor, we need to pull out all the stops. As the Abbotts plotted their next move, Traci made her way to Chancellor Park, her heart pounding with anticipation. She arrived at the designated meeting spot and looked around, searching for any sign of her mysterious contact. A figure emerged from the shadows and Traci's breath caught in her throat. "Hello, Traci," the figure said, stepping into the light. It was a face she hadn't seen in years, but one she would never forget. "Brad," Traci whispered, her eyes wide with shock. "Is it really you?" Brad Carlton nodded, a small smile on his lips. "It's me, Traci. I've missed you." Traci felt a mix of emotions wash over her: relief, joy, confusion. "But how? I thought you were gone forever." Brad took her hand, his expression serious. "There's so much I need to explain, but we don't have much time. I came back because I have information that could change everything. The Newman-Abbott feud, the fate of our families. It's all connected." Traci's mind reeled as she tried to process his words. "What do you mean, Brad? What information do you have?" Brad glanced around, making sure they were alone. "I discovered something about Victor, something he's been hiding for years. If this gets out, it could destroy him, but we need to be careful. Victor has powerful allies and he'll do whatever it takes to protect his secrets." Traci nodded, her resolve strengthening. "I'm with you, Brad. Whatever it takes, we'll uncover the truth." As they began to formulate their plan, back at Newman Enterprises, Victor received a call that made his blood run cold. It was his informant and the news was not good. "Victor, we've got a problem. Brad Carlton is back and he's meeting with Traci. He's got something on you, something big." Victor clenched his jaw, his mind racing. "Find out what he knows and stop him. I won't let anyone threaten my family or my company." The Newman-Abbott feud was about to reach a boiling point and the stakes had never been higher. Secrets long buried were on the verge of being exposed, and the battle lines were drawn. As the sun set over Genoa City, the residents braced themselves for the storm that was coming. Traci and Brad's unexpected reunion had set off a chain of events that would change everything. The Newmans and the Abbotts were headed for a showdown, and only time would tell who would come out on top. In the days that followed, alliances would be tested, loyalties would be questioned, and the truth would finally come to light. Traci knew that the journey ahead would be fraught with danger, but she was ready.